Okay, this is my tap for the English selection.
Whatever it is, must be pretty important, because I've traveled with it, moved it from apartment to apartment to apartment.
So when he's talking about the boxes, probably going to have to incorporate classifiers
Sound
and
familiar?
the setup.
Did you know
The
that we
movement.
Americans have about 3 times the amount
Also
of space
convey
we did
the
50
comic
years ago?
kind of thing that he wanted to get across there. The audience was
So you
laughing.
think with all this extra space, we'd have plenty of room for all our stuff, right?
So talking about the history.
There's a new industry in town, a $22 billion, 2.2 billion square foot industry, that of personal storage. So we've got
Those
triple the
increments are going to be
space,
hard
but
to.
we become such good shoppers
Those numbers he just
that we
said
need even more
might be a little
space.
difficult
So
to
where does this
convey in a
lead?
way that's going to make sense to the
Lots of
audience.
credit card debt, huge environmental footprints, and perhaps not coincidentally, our happiness levels flatline over the same 50 years. Well, I'm here to suggest there's a better way, that less might actually equal more. I bet most of us have experienced at some point the joys of less.
Less equals more.
College,
Gonna have to put that into
dorm,
ASL, which might be a little tricky
traveling
because
in a hotel room, camping, where you got
it's
basically
not gonna
nothing,
make sense
maybe
if
a
you're
boat.
signing it.
Whatever it was
English.
for you, I bet that among other things, this gave you a little more freedom, a little more time. So I want to suggest that less stuff and less space are going to equal smaller footprint. It's actually a great way to save you some money, and it's going to give you a little more ease in your life. So I started a project called Life Edited at lifeedited.org to further this conversation and to find some great solutions in this
So
area.
making sure we're describing
First up,
his project.
crowdsourcing my 420 square foot
That's going to
apartment
be
in Manhattan
important
with partners in
information,
Matopo
especially since
and
my consumer is
Chivoto.com.
using this
I wanted it
information
all.
for a presentation they will be giving.
Sit
They're
down
using
dinner
this
for
as
10,
a citation.
room for guests,
in their
and all my kite surfing
presentation.
gear. With over 300 entries from around the world, I got it, my own little jewel box. By buying a space that was 420 square feet instead of 600, immediately I'm saving 200 grand. Smaller space,
Setting
it's
up
gonna
the
make for
numbers
smaller
there
utilities,
and
saves
describing
more money there,
square
also a
feet
smaller
and
footprint.
space is something I don't
Because it's
really feel
really
confident
designed around
in
an
how to do
edited
at this
set of
moment.
possessions,
So
my
that's going to
favorite stuff,
have
they're really
to.
designed for me.
It's going to
I'm
be
really
something I'm
excited
going to
be
have to
there.
figure out with Ken
So how can you
and with
live little? 3 main approaches.
my
First of all, you
own
need to edit ruthlessly.
process.
We've got to clear the arteries of our lives. And that shirt that I haven't worn in years, it's time for me to let it go. We've got to cut the extraneous out of our lives, and we've got to learn to stem the inflow. We need to think before we buy. Ask ourselves, is that really going to make me happier? Truly? By all means, we should buy and own some great stuff.
These ideas
But we
will
want
be
stuff that we're going to love
probably
for
less
years,
difficult to
not just
convey
stuff.
thinking about
Secondly,
things
our new
before you buy
mantra,
them. But
small
then again,
is
who knows?
sexy.
Because I haven't tried to put
We
this
want
into
space
ASL yet.
efficiency. We want things that are designed for how they're used the vast majority of the time, not that rare event. Why have a 6-burner stove when you rarely use 3? So we want things that nest. We want things that stack.
I don't know if
we
you
wanna
really would have to
digitize.
put,
You can take
like, talk about the
paperwork,
stove
books,
specifically.
movies,
You could kind of
and you can make it disappear.
Just
It's magic.
use a
Finally, we want
different way to
multifunctional
show that in
spaces
ASL.
and
Why have
housewares. A
something
sink
that you're not
combined
going
with
to
a
use?
toilet. A dining table becomes a bed.
This
Same
might be a
space.
little
A
difficult
little
to
side table stretches
put into
out to seat
ASL because it
In a
is
winning
showing the
life edited
pictures,
scheme
but
and a
in the
render
video
here, we
it's
combined
just
a
going to be
moving
me
wall with transformer
explaining
furniture to get a
that
lot
the
out of the space.
like the
Look at
table,
coffee
becomes a bed
It grows in
and
height
that kind of
and
thing.
width
So
to seat 10.
it might be kind
My
of hard
office
for the
folds
audience,
away, easily
the
hidden.
consumer to
My
understand.
bed just pops out of the wall, 2 fingers.
Have to be strategic about
Guests,
that.
move the moving wall, have some fold-down guest beds. And of course, my own movie theater. So I'm not saying that we all need to live in 420 square feet, but consider the benefits of an
Yeah,
edited life.
it's hard. It's going to be hard
Go
to
from
just,
3,000
if someone's
to
just
2,000,
watching my ASL and not
1,500
seeing the
to
pictures.
1,000.
With that
Most of us,
description,
maybe
it's going
all
to be
of
a
us
little
are
tough.
here pretty happily for a bunch of days with couple bags, maybe small space, hotel room. So when you go home and you walk through your front door, take a second and ask yourselves, could I do with a little life editing? Would that give me a little more freedom? Maybe a little more time? What's in the box? it doesn't really matter. I know I
So
don't
returning
need
to somehow putting into ASL the
What's in
beginning of
yours?
this and tying it back to
Maybe,
the end,
just
because
maybe,
that's obviously
less
an
might
important
equal more.
point that he was trying to make in
So
his
let's make
talk.
room
He starts with
for
asking
the good
the
stuff.
audience what's in the box, and then at the end he's saying it doesn't really matter. So kind of coming back to that, and being really intentional with the way I choose to come back to that thing, is going to be important. Okay.